Of leaders to take on the culture of death and win.
You don't like abortion, don't have one.
The only thing that can be said to be objective truth is that there is no objective truth.
It does come out in one piece. It comes out in one piece.
I would argue that we certainly are not all created equal.
And now, here's Mark.
Hey, welcome to the Mark Harrington Show with your radio activist Mark Harrington and voice of resistance. To find out more about our program, you can go to markharrington.org. I'm also the president of Created Equal, the pro-life organization based here in the Midwest. And we are coming to you on location in Columbus, Ohio at the Planned Parenthood Killing Center here on East Main Street in Whitehall, Ohio. So I am standing on the sidewalk in front of the Planned Parenthood. As you can tell if you're watching by a video, you can see the sign behind me. And you might wonder, why am I doing this on location in front of Planned Parenthood? Well, if you've been paying attention to what's happening as it relates to the coronavirus, COVID-19, and governors and attorney generals around the country issuing orders to shut down abortion centers to prevent them from spreading the coronavirus by ordering them to cease surgical abortions. As you've seen, it started in Ohio and it's been cascading all across the country, where governors and attorney generals are making these orders and requiring that non-essential medical facilities, procedures cease, so that, well, we got a police car going right by us, so. Anyway, hopefully that's not related to the Planned Parenthood here. But those facilities have been ordered by governors and attorney generals across America to shut down. And that happened in the state of Ohio last week when Attorney General Dave Yost issued an order specifically talking about surgical procedures, abortion, and saying that they are non-essential and therefore they should cease in the state of Ohio. Unfortunately, over the last several days, these facilities continue to stay open. As you can see, Planned Parenthood is open today. Other abortion facilities, as far as we know, are open today. So they are ignoring the Attorney General's orders to cease performing these medical procedures, these abortions. And of course, that is, in our view, first of all, abortion's wrong, it's murder, it should be outlawed. But these procedures should end as well because they contribute to the spreading of the coronavirus. Medical workers, healthcare workers, abortionists are coming into these facilities. Some of them could be sick. Some could be spreading the virus. They are also using very scarce medical equipment like the personal protective gear that is needed in places like New York. And so that's why the attorney generals have issued these orders that they shut down, so that the medical community, healthcare, can focus all of its attention on fighting the virus. So as of today, these facilities are still open in the state of Ohio. And I'm going to be asking you at this point, it's really up to the Ohio Department of Health and the director of the Ohio Department of Health, Amy Acton, to get her act together and shut these places down. Attorney General Yost says he needs to get a directive from the Ohio Department of Health. Now, I don't understand that, and there's a lot of passing of the buck going on here from the governor, the Attorney General, the Ohio Department of Health. Nobody seems to want to take responsibility for stopping the spread at these facilities. But as far as we can tell, it's Amy Acton who's holding things up. And that's not there's reason for that more than likely, because Amy Acton is known to be a pro-abortion advocate. So we're asking you folks to continue the pressure, keep putting the pressure on Amy Acton at the Ohio Department of Health, and you can make a phone call today while you're sitting at home and you're at the stay-at-home order when you're on lockdown here in Ohio or across America. You can make a phone call to the Ohio Department of Health Director Amy Acton. You can call 614, that's 614-466-3543. Again, 614-466-3543, and demand that Amy Acton take action to stop the spread of the coronavirus at these abortion facilities. So that's what's happening in Ohio. Across America, there are other things happening. In the state of Texas, we all know, hopefully, if you've been following us on our Facebook page and elsewhere, you know that the state of Texas has ceased committing surgical abortions and pill abortions because of the directive of their Attorney General. Unfortunately, as of today, Planned Parenthood of Texas has filed a lawsuit to get a temporary restraining order on that order so they can keep killing babies. But if you go to our website or go to Created Equal's Facebook page, you can watch a video of these facilities saying that they have closed down, at least temporarily. Now I'm going to quickly go through what's going on around the country as it relates to stopping the spread of the coronavirus at abortion facilities. Now, this is for all across America right now. All or at least surgical abortions have been specifically ordered to stop in 4 states: Texas, Louisiana, Ohio, Mississippi. Those are because of the orders of the Attorney General. Abortions were stopped in 2 of these states. That's Texas and Louisiana. Louisiana, we're still verifying. We believe that they have shut down for now. But they are being scheduled in other states. 8 other states have banned elective procedures, yet abortions continue. Those states are Maryland, Florida, Colorado, Michigan, Vermont, New York, Arizona. Arizona and Arkansas. 1 state has pulled its ban on elective surgeries. That's Minnesota. And another has no order in place, but hospitals are taking initiative to cancel elective procedures. 4 states have banned elective surgeries, but made special exceptions for abortion. That's Massachusetts, Washington, Illinois, and New Jersey. So there's kind of this, in Ohio, we're still fighting the fight, trying to get the Ohio Department of Health to shut these facilities down. In Texas, the facilities have ceased performing surgical abortions. That one is now being challenged in court. And then in other states, as far as we can tell, they are still performing elective abortions in these states. And so they are not complying with the Attorney General's orders in those states. So that's what's happening around the country as far as we know. Of course, this is a very fluid situation. It's changing by the hour as we get reports in from different states, as we are making phone calls and trying to verify information at the abortion centers. So stay tuned to our Facebook page for more information. And folks, here's how you can get involved. First of all, make a phone call to Amy Acton. That is the director of the Ohio Department of Health at 614-466-3543. That's 614-466-3543. And tell her to take action in shutting down the surgical abortions in Ohio and stop the spread of the coronavirus and allow this medical equipment that's used by Planned Parenthood to be used to fight the coronavirus. And then we want you to make phone calls to every state governor. Let's start with the red states first. And if you go to protestpp.com/how-to, which that's protestpp.com/how-to, you'll have a list of governors there that you can call. And we're asking you to first call your governor in your state and ask them, demand that they close down the abortion centers in their state to stop the spread of the coronavirus. Then we want you to start calling all of the red state governors, and they're highlighted there as well. And once you're done with the red state governors, we want you to call the blue state governors. So all 50 states, we need to be making phone calls to the governors demanding that they shut down the abortion centers and stop the spread of the coronavirus, because they should not be exempt. This isn't a political game that's being played, that abortion is somehow different than any other business or any other kind of medical procedure. When we are allowing places like pot stores, weed stores, we are allowing all kinds of other really non-essential type of businesses to remain open. Why is it the abortion centers are exempt? There should be no double standard. If choice is, if abortion is a choice, then abortion is an elective medical procedure and it needs to be shut down. We need to hold them accountable for their own rhetoric. And if they claim that abortion is choice, then they should be shut down because it's non-essential. It's as simple as that. There's nothing essential about killing a baby. There's nothing essential. Pregnancy is not a disease, folks. And a baby is not a virus to get rid of, right? There's nothing essential. There's nothing time critical that needs to happen in an abortion. It's the decapitation, disemboweling of a preborn baby. That's definitely not an essential thing, right? It's murder, and it needs to be stopped. So we have an opportunity here to shut these abortion mills down for good all across America, because a lot of these, if they shut down, they may never reopen. And when they shut down, we know babies are saved. In fact, right now, babies are being saved just by the orders of some of these attorney generals, because women are getting the idea the abortion clinics are closed. So we got to keep the pressure on the governors all across America. Go to protestpp.com/how-to have a list of the governors, and also call Director Amy Acton of the Ohio Department of Health at 614-466-3543. All right, so quickly, I want to switch gears. I have with me my good friend and colleague, Gabriel Vance. Gabriel was out this morning, sidewalk counseling here. Gabriel, he's standing by, and I wanted to try to get an idea as to what's going on out here. Folks, just so you know, even though a lot of people are staying at home, and so are we, we're working from our houses, there are certain things that we're doing. Abortions are continuing, therefore we're going to continue to try to save babies in any way we can. We don't want to violate the order, of course, because we're law-abiding people, but we're also not going to be treated differently than the abortion clinics. And if the abortion mills are open, we certainly can be out saving children, right? Free speech is protected. And it goes without saying that it should be exempt from any of the restrictions that are put on these orders are issuing about the stay at home and the 10 people gathering, all that stuff. So we are continuing to express our rights of free speech. We're counseling, we're protesting, we're holding signs over the overpasses. We're doing everything we can and not contributing to the spread of the coronavirus, so that we are working from home, but we are still sidewalk counseling. So Gabe and others have been out here every day as much as possible, counseling in front of Planned Parenthood here in Columbus. And Gabe, let me ask you this. In the midst of all this, well, first of all, folks, if you would see this sign I'm standing in front of, I know for our listeners you can't see this, but there's a sign that we have to try to warn women who go inside that entering the abortion facility increases your risk of the coronavirus. We know that's true because abortionists and other healthcare workers might be getting sick and not knowing it. These procedures are risky already and now could contribute to them getting sick. And also the medical equipment and the protective gear isn't being used to fight the coronavirus. So Gabe, you've been out here this week. What has it been like? I mean, I know it's surreal just even being outdoors. Things have changed dramatically just, as you go around. But what has it been like being out here at Planned Parenthood, knowing that they're exempt from, at least they've been acting like it, from the governor's order, from the Attorney General's order?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's interesting because, the rest of society is mainly staying at home. And it's, like you said, a very surreal environment, circumstances that we're in. But at Planned Parenthood, it seems like business as usual. Escorts were here. The police officer that they pay to be out here is here. All the workers are here, and patients are coming and going, as it seems, as usual. But we've been out here trying to sidewalk counsel, advocate for those babies, and get help to those mothers and fathers here and other abortion facilities in Central Ohio as much as we can.
Well, see, the bottom line is this. With or without the coronavirus, as long as babies are dying, we're going to be trying to save them any way we can. And of course, we want to comply with the stay-at-home order, and we are. But we are not going to have a double standard. They're killing babies here. We're going to be out here saving them, whether they put an order on us or not, whether they tell us we can't, free speech or not. We're going to be out here. Interesting enough, and there'll be more coming out on this today, and we've seen this around the country where police have been trying to enforce the stay-at-home order on peaceful pro-life activists who are expressing their First Amendment rights out front of clinics, abortion facilities like this at Planned Parenthood. We had that happen this morning. We're looking into it. We're seeing this across the country where Planned Parenthood police, or police that are called to a Planned Parenthood because there are protesters, sidewalk counselors on the sidewalk, are being told that they can't assemble on the sidewalk because they're violating the stay-at-home order or the limit of 10 or less people. First of all, our governor has exempted it. Not that he needed to, because I tell you what, if he said it was in part of the order, it wouldn't matter. I'd defy it, because the First Amendment is a protected right. But he has exempted it, and it just shows the double standard of Planned Parenthood, that they would try to get us off of their sidewalks, yet they're killing babies inside. So we're still out here counseling. You were here for that. What happened when you were here?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, there were already 3 other Christians, some others that were out here praying and started counseling, and the police officer came down and talked to them first. But then after we got here and started setting up our signs, he came down and talked to our team as well and said that he was going to cite us. At first, he threatened arrest, but then he moved to citation.
What was he going to cite you for?
A second-degree misdemeanor.
For what? For violating the stay-at-home order?
For violating, the state orders to not be outdoors, which is just ridiculous, because the state order doesn't even apply to this. We can be out here.
Well, look, I mean, you guys, if you're watching by video, you see their cars out, people are walking around, guys cutting his grass. I mean, there is a lot of business as usual happening. Yeah. Yet, again, the double standard being applied to us. We're looking into that, obviously, and unfortunately, it's happening across the country. We're law-abiding people, but we're not going to give in to that. We're not going to cave to that stuff. And it's unfortunate, in my view, that a lot of the churches is closed. I understand that the gatherings need to be limited. I understand we need to be concerned for the coronavirus. I'm not advocating people be irresponsible, obviously. But when you're talking about free speech, freedom of religion, the right to the Second Amendment, right to bear arms, gun stores are closing, churches are closing, but Planned Parenthood's open today. How does that work? It's just the double standard, and we're not going to let that happen. I also saw that 40 Days for Life canceled their spring campaign. And again, I don't get it. We need to be out front of these places. We need to be praying out front of these places. We need to be holding signs and counseling out front of these places. I mean, if you don't want 10 people out here, fine, put 2 or 3 out here. It sends a really bad signal out to the pro-life movement, to Christians, that somehow we're supposed to pull back when it comes to witnessing against abortion, and we're supposed to pull back when it comes to free speech and not speaking out. That ain't going to happen with Created Equal, and that's why we're out here today. So, Gabe, we've got, you've been involved in all of this thing happening all across America as regarding the attorney generals and their efforts to enforce the non-essential medical procedure rule, and how states are violating it. In Ohio, of course, Planned Parenthood has just basically thumbed their nose at the state government. We've seen that around the country. Texas is the only one that complied, but of course they're suing now. What is your take on all that? You've been following it really closely.
Well, I think it's important that we keep these elected officials, these governors, that we put pressure on them. We hold them
and many of them are pro-life.
Yeah,
and the attorney generals are pro-life, supposedly.
Exactly. So you have these pro-life elected officials, these governors, attorney generals, Department of Health directors, who want to end abortion, campaign on that, and now they have the ability to use the coronavirus, stopping the spread of that, to stop surgical abortions, or as we've seen in some state orders, even all abortion procedures, whether it be surgical or chemical. And I think we need to hold them to that. And also, we need to point out that, things that we see from this, because some of the facilities, like those in Louisiana, were originally just ordered to stop the surgical abortions, but their facilities shut down. Why? Yeah. Because surgical abortions is their moneymaker. That's the most important thing to them. If they can't do that, they're going to close. So it's even, gives us even more weight behind our arguments about how these abortion facilities are here just to kill babies and just to make money, and we need to end it.
That's right. Planned Parenthood and the abortion industry doesn't care about the coronavirus. They don't. They'd shut them down if they did. They care about one thing: abortion. They want to keep killing babies. And they're afraid if they shut down, they'll never open again. Like other health facilities, we look back over here, we've got a dentist behind me. They're closed today. They're complying. Why isn't Planned Parenthood? They're supposed to be about women. They're supposed to be about health. They're not about health. They're not about women. They're about abortion. And these governors and these attorney generals, they're pro-life, most of them, yet they're allowing this to happen. Let me real quickly read. This is from the Columbus Dispatch. David Yost. This is their report. After receiving complaints, Ohio Attorney General David Yost ordered that the abortion clinics shut down. Well, we know that that isn't being done yet. And he says, you and your facility are ordered immediately to stop performing non-essential elective surgical abortions. Well, we know that that hasn't been enforced because we're here and they're getting them, and we're calling and getting verification that they're scheduling surgical abortions. And then he goes on to say, if you and your facility do not immediately stop performing non-essential elective surgical abortions in compliance with the health director's order, the department will take all appropriate measures. Well, Dave Yost, it's time. It's time for them to take appropriate measures. And it's time for the Ohio Department of Health to shut these places down for performing surgical abortions and not hold them to, not have some kind of double standard. Finally, this morning, this is a tweet from Governor DeWine. A tweet just this morning from the head of the Ohio of the government here, the governor, and he said this. This is from Governor DeWine. He says, "We are starting to take action today against a company, and we expect it won't be the last company business." In other words, he says he's taking action against companies that are defying the order to cease performing non-essential medical procedures or staying open if they're a non-essential business. He goes on to say, and we expect it won't be the last company. Businesses that clearly are not essential but remain open will be taken action against. This is his tweet. Folks, we need to hold Governor DeWine accountable to what he's saying. You know, these abortion facilities cannot be exempt from this order, period. We've got to keep the pressure on, folks. So once again, call Director Amy Acton, 614-466-3543, and demand that these abortion facilities be shut down like other non-essential businesses, if you want to call them that. Let me finally say, we are hopefully, you know, there is a silver lining, if you will, to the coronavirus. Nobody wishes that on anybody. We're not saying, oh, this is a good thing, we want it to happen so that this can happen. But we need to take advantage of the opportunity that we have to hold these to the same standard that we hold all other medical facilities, supposedly. If they're going to be qualified as a healthcare organization, Planned Parenthood, then they need to follow the rules. We're obviously trying to close abortion mills, shut down abortion, end abortion altogether, abolish it once and for all. But in the meantime, and on the way to doing that, there are measures we can take, like this, that save lives and shut down mills and shut down the abortion centers. And we're saving lives. These babies are living today because of the efforts we've taken across America. Because women are hearing these reports, the Attorney General has said non-essential medical procedures, including surgical abortions, are no longer permitted. Whether the abortion business is actually following that or not, babies are being saved. Yeah. In Texas right now, those clinics are closed. Yeah. Babies are being saved. So keep the pressure on, folks. Again, Ohio, Acton, Amy Acton, 614-466-3543. And if you don't live in the state of Ohio, call your governor. Then call all the red state governors and then all the blue state governors. You can find those listed at the website protestpp.com/how-to. You can find out more on our Facebook page as well, as we keep you updated, because this is a fluid situation, changing actually by the hour and by the day, and we're going to keep you up to speed. Gabe, as a pro-life activist, you know, it's easy just to sit at home. I mean, not as a pro-life activist, but we're all like in fear about what's going to happen if I go outside. Am I going to get this? Am I going to bring it home? Am I going to get people sick? I mean, Mike DeWine's saying that it might not peak until May 1st in Ohio. It's so easy to hunker down and say, well, I'm only going to take care of me and my own family. But we can't do that. Exactly. Babies are dying. So leave some parting words. We've got about 15 seconds. Leave some parting words for our listeners as to why you do what you do.
I think because we have to ask not what will happen to me, if I do something, but if I do not do something, what will happen
To
to
them.
these babies? What will happen to these families? And we need to be taking action now more than ever, because we have a unique opportunity to stop surgical abortions. In some ways, there's some, even to stop all abortions or close abortion facilities down during this time. And we need to be taking action to do that. And if that hasn't happened yet, we need to be there advocating as a last line of defense for these babies who are scheduled to die.
And that's why we're on the sidewalks here in front of Planned Parenthood today. So finally, folks, call Amy Acton if you live in the state of Ohio. Phone number again is 614-466-3543. And if you don't live in the state of Ohio, go to protestpp.com/how-to to contact your governor and all governors in all across America, all 50. We'll see you next time. God bless you. God bless America. And remember, America, to bless God.
You've been listening to Mark Harrington, your radio activist. For more information on how to become a witness against the evil plague in America, call Created Equal at 614-269-7808, 614-269-7808, or go online to createdequal.net. Createdequal.net. Be sure to tune to the Mark Harrington Show next time for your marching orders in the culture war.